one. Welcome back, everybody, to the newest episode of GamingForFools podcast. I'm back with my co-host Eric 7K. Welcome back, my friend.
Good to be back, Pliskin. Good to be here and just talk some games, man.
Yeah, man, there's a lot to talk about. State of Play just dropped, Summer Games Fest. So we're gonna be going through the games that were announced during the State of Play, a couple of games that were touched on Summer Games Fest. But first, we're gonna start off with games that we're playing. I'll start it off by talking about Mafia 3. I beat Mafia 3, developed by Hangar 13. This is the game that came out in 2016 for PS4, and at the time, the game was kind of reviewed not so great. Launched with a lot of bugs. It was, unfortunately, there is the first 10 hours of that game is incredible. Great storytelling, voice acting, writing that you would expect from a Hangar 13 game. But after the 10-hour mark, the game opens up and makes you do 20 hours of practically the same activity. So the premise of this game is that you play as a Vietnam vet returning from the war. He returns to war. Well, sorry, returns to home expecting peace and clarity, and unfortunately he comes back to troubles with his family. They're having money issues, and they get offered a job in which they would be storming the Federal Reserve in 1968, and they would be infiltrating the reserve, stealing $15 million worth of gold, cash, etc. And they go in, they do it, they get the money, they go home to split about 4 or 5 ways, and the guy who set up the entire job, he betrays the protagonist, kills his father, kills his brother, kills his cousin, leaves them for dead, takes everything, sets their house on fire. But what they didn't realize is when they shot the protagonist, they shot him on the side of the head. It only grazed him, but he was knocked out. So when he wakes up, the house is aflame. The nearby preacher comes inside to see what's going on, and he realizes that Lincoln Clay is the only person alive, so he escorts him out of the house. He nurses him back to health, and the story, obviously enough, becomes a tale of revenge, and that's the whole point of the game. The man who set this job up, he's a mobster. He owns a lot of this fictionalized New Orleans that the game takes place in, and so his entire goal when he gets back to health is to take everything from him. So killing his underbosses, killing his businesses, taking over territory, and that's what you do. And the way you do that is you go to these parts of the map, you destroy their drugs, their money, their personnel, their bosses, and once you deplete enough of the resources, the underboss for that territory will appear. Then you go back to a base you've probably already been to, you kill him, and then now you can own that territory. And you have to do that, I shit you not, for 20 hours straight. But the reason why I had a good time with it is because the game gives you the option of doing it guns a blazing or stealth. And if you guys know me, I'm a huge stealth guy, so I went that route. And the stealth mechanics are actually not bad. Good cover system, good killing animations, silenced weapons, a whistle. The guards aren't particularly smart, but it makes for fun stealth gameplay. And it's also, I would say, it's incentivized due to the fact that Lincoln Clay, the character you play as, is incredibly fragile. Even with all the health upgrades, all the armor upgrades, you die so quick. It's crazy. And so I would recommend people who do end up playing Mafia 3 to play it in a stealth route. But aside from that 20-hour middle grind, the story is fantastic. The voice acting is incredible. The characters are great. The protagonist does an excellent job. He's kind of like a Punisher. He's got a Punisher vibe. There's a priest is incredible. He's a voice of reason. He is the moral compass of the story. Donovan, who plays, he's kind of like your right hand man. He's excellent. He's fucking hilarious, and he's just out of his fucking mind. There's a guy who hosts a radio show who is voiced by Dave Fenoy. For you guys who don't know who that is, he is the voice actor for Lee from Telltale's Walking Dead. Excellent voice actor. Nolan North, the voice actor from Nathan Drake, makes an appearance in this game. this is 1968 in the South, so you have to realize, and the main character you play as is a black man, so you have to realize that there's incredible amount of racism in this time period, specifically in this area. And the person Nathan Drake, voice actor in Illinois, plays is essentially the lead. He is the oh man, he is the leader. He is like the KKK leader of this entire region. It's incredible, man. Like he's and they modeled the character to look just like him, and it's man, what a fucking great job he did. He's so fucking racist. But overall, the game is worth it. I really enjoyed it. Fuck what the haters say. Play it if you like a good story.
Nice, man. It sounds like more unique than what I was thinking of the game, right? I haven't played it, but I know when it came out, like people were saying that the mission structure wasn't great, right? That it was really repetitive, but
Mm-hmm.
the other elements seem interesting to me, like the story and stuff. It seems pretty unique. And I remember you mentioning like the soundtrack of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seems pretty unique and it's fit for that time, so I think that's pretty cool.
Mafia 3 has the best licensed soundtrack of any game I've ever played. We're talking James Brown, Otis Redding, Elvis Presley. Um, there is Credence Revival. I forgot their name, but those guys. There's Clapton, the Yardbirds, Muddy Waters, Lightning Hopkins, Lightning Slim, a lot of blues guys. Like man, it's so good. And even the original soundtrack is very good. It's very much inspired by the blues, which is a genre that I'm obsessed about. And the fact that this game doesn't have any fast travel, the music here, licensed or not, does heavy lifting. When it comes to driving it from A to B. So overall, as a package, I would recommend Mafia 3 now that it's been patched. I still saw bugs and I had to reload checkpoints and shit, but it's still very much worth your time. And it's an easy recommendation if you could get it at a good sell.
Man, so no fast travel. So is the map like, is it too big or is it like just the right size considering that there is no fast travel?
It's it's not the largest map, but you still got to do a lot of driving, man. So, but
Hmm.
what's cool is that whoever's gonna buy Mafia 3 is gonna buy the definitive edition. And once you unlock your ability to call cars, because this game has a really cool mechanic where you don't there's no vendors in the game, so there's no stores like stereotypical stores. What you do is you go onto your earpiece and you hold R1. You pick a service that you have available to you. So one of them is like a car like I don't know what they call them, the driver, right? You select that and you pick the car that you want from the list of cars available, and they drop it right off to you wherever, no matter where you are in the game. They drop it off right to your footsteps for free, and it's brand new, doesn't cost you anything, and since you're getting the definitive edition, you have access to very fast cars in the game pretty early on. So that's going to help kind of navigate the long roads you're going to be facing. But another cool thing is that since you're getting that better edition of the game, you get silenced weapons for very early in the game as well. So that helps you with like any stealth builds that you're thinking about doing, and it's it kind of soothes some of the shortcomings of the game.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it seems cool. Like I have it in my Steam library. I bought it probably a while ago, because I did play the original remake, right, which was fantastic, right,
Mm-hmm.
incredible story. And so yeah, at some point I'll get to it, but I think before I do that, I'll probably do Mafia 2,
Oh
which
yeah,
I also have. So yeah,
Mafia 2 is fantastic. This game made the mistake of trying to compete with GTA, and I can tell they were doing that because they take mechanics straight out of GTA and put it into this game. Because this GTA 5 came out in 2013, right? Uh,
yes, I believe so. Yeah,
Mafia 3 came out in 16, so they took mechanics straight out of 5 to Mafia 3, and that's fine. But the scope of the game was way too big. Like there was that 20-hour period in the middle was just grinding, and it's like there's not much story content in that 20-hour period. Like it's like yeah, you do get some cutscenes and stuff, but it's not as consistent as the first 10 hours or the last 10
yeah,
hours. So they could have really made that 5 hours, 10 hours, and I think people would have taken better to the game,
yeah.
or removed it entirely because Mafia One remake and Mafia Two you kind of go A to B, and the pace of the game is better for it. and it's a shorter experience, but it's very high quality. Whereas Mafia 3 is more quantity over quality when it comes to like the middle of the game.
Yeah, it seems like something I've seen like usually like franchises will do like they try to move it, make it bigger to kind of have a more open world. Usually, if they don't get it right, that's what happens, right? With Mafia 3, I think it sounds like they probably should have made it a lot shorter. You know,
Right.
maybe cut it in half and kept it more concise. Because if you're gonna go like, make it bigger, maybe more explorable areas, yeah, you got to make it more enjoyable. You got to kind of make it seem like that was an intended decision as opposed to something that seems like it was just kind of tacked on and they're like, we don't really know what to do. We're just gonna have to kind of stretch this out then, right?
Right. That's kind of what we saw in Alien Isolation. The last 10 hours is like, man, like
Yeah,
no one
for
liked that
sure.
the last 10 hours of Alien Isolation. However, the first 10, fucking amazing, 10 out of 10 game. But
Yeah,
because the game
yeah,
stretched out for 20 hours, it just felt like a drag, and it just stopped being scary, which is the main point of the genre.
yeah.
But
That's true.
we're gonna get to another game later on that is coming out. The developer is coming out with a new game whose previous game suffered from the exact same issue we're just talking about right now. But talk to me about the games you've been playing, man.
Yeah, so I have been playing Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Earth Tree, and I'm a huge fan of the Souls games, and I'm just now getting to it just because like when it came out, I was playing other things and I really wasn't like in the mood for it, right? So I play games at my own pace, so finally got around to it, and I have probably about like 80 hours into it at this point, which is crazy. I think this DLC for me is like the best one I've ever played. It's so expansive, like the attention to detail is there, and it just I don't know in some areas like it just feels like it's better than the main game, right? Like you would think when you're heading into a DLC, right, where you have to basically have to beat the game. You don't have to, but you got to get pretty deep in order to start it, right? One of the bosses you have to beat to start the DLC is pretty tough, so you're gonna have to put a significant amount of time before you can actually start it. So you would think if you heading into it like it would feel like more of the same. It would feel like maybe even like too easy, right? Because there's a lot of broken builds in the game. But man, when I started it, I was getting shit on, dude. Like it was crazy. Like my build, I had to completely change it, right? Because I was using it was like an intelligence build, but like I was using weapons as opposed to like spells. With some, I had these twin swords that do like bleed damage and frost, and they were pretty good. But I got to DLC and it just wasn't working, so I completely switched to a strength build. And that was actually really fun because I had never done that in Elden Ring, so it was like a new experience for that, tacked on to like the DLC. But the DLC is like so interesting because, at least for this one, like I did not want to look anything up, right? I wanted to figure everything out on my own as much as I could, right? And to this point, I've been able to do that with the exception of like two times, right?
Right, right, and
Those two things, I just couldn't do it. Yeah,
that's typically the best way to play these games is that you go in blind, no guides, nothing like that, going fresh, and that's typically the best play
right.
unless you get really really stuck.
Yeah, yeah. So like, it's funny. Like the first area, there's like this enemy, right? I won't spoil it, but like it's like this very noticeable enemy, and like you're just tempted to go up to it and try and kill it, you know? And dude, it's probably like the dumbest thing to do because you stand no chance against it, right? And that was one of the things that I didn't want to look up was like, how do I kill that enemy? Like I couldn't figure it out, right? So like I probably go like maybe 40 hours before I figured out how to do it, and it just came naturally just by playing the game, right? These games like they reward you by just exploring and playing the game. Like if you're struggling on something, you just put it to the side and continue to explore, and then later on, you will figure it out. It's just crazy how everything kind of connects together. Um, the world's beautiful. It's amazing. The bosses are hard, as you would expect. um, but it's one thing I didn't expect from it was when you look at like the marketing for Shadow of the Earth Tree, like it all looks like the same, right? Like you kind of like okay, that's how the area is gonna look, but there's like I want to say like five or six different areas that look completely different and like completely different even from like Elden Ring. Like I was like, wow, like this looks there's like a forest area, like an ancient forest area. It reminded me of like Uncharted One, right? And I was like, oh shit, like this is nice. So that it's just been impressive. I'm not having even beat it yet. I'm like 90% of the way through, and it's just been a great experience, dude. Like these guys are untouchable in my opinion. and I'm satisfied with the experience. So if you're a fan of Elden Ring, yeah, play the DLC for sure.
Yeah, man. Talk to me about what else. What and yeah, I know you mentioned Returnal. Talk to me about Returnal for a bit.
Yeah, I played Returnal. I think this was like 3 weeks ago, and I played on PC. Got a good frame rate, good resolution, and yeah, it's like I was telling Ryan, like I was struggling with the game. Like it was tough.
Yeah.
I'd never really played a roguelite before that. Obviously, I'd played difficult games like Neo, which we beat earlier this year,
Mm-hmm.
which was difficult for me at the beginning, and then I kind of got the hang of it.
I mean,
And
even
that's
the
that's
DLC,
similar
man.
to, yeah, yeah,
That boat
exactly.
level was
It's
kind of kicking your ass, man.
oh yeah,
Those
you're
fucking
falling
ledges,
off,
man.
falling off them ledges, dog. Like,
Fuck. Yo,
but
was
with
your boss?
Returnal, like, yeah, it was. But I think the more you play it, the more you learn it, right? The more you know like what to get. I think the mistake I made was I got too many parasites in the beginning, way too many. I was taking, it's like gambling, right? I was just
Mm-hmm.
gambling too much, and I was getting the shit end of the stick every time. So basically, don't do that, right? And
Right.
be more smart which parasites you get. Like the ones I would pick up were the ones that I think they would give you more severe malfunctions. So I
Mm-hmm.
figured, well, if I'm not gonna open those chests, I'm not going to get that severe malfunction, right? So I get the 10% protection or weapon proficiency, whatever it was, right?
Mm.
So those helped because I didn't, pick up the other chests, and that made it a lot easier. I got a good gun, right? And yeah, I mean, each biome was freaking awesome. All of the bosses, like the way they're designed, it's I've never seen anything like it. Honestly, like it's pretty crazy to me. So it was a good experience. I beat it. I don't know how many hours, maybe 14 hours or so. And I tried a new game, and then I just kind of dropped it after that. But other than that, like I enjoyed the game a lot.
Yeah, Returnal it's got a steep learning curve, but once you get a hold of the flow with the double jumps and the dash, man, it's such a rewarding gameplay loop, and even like the
Yeah, it
timing the
really is.
reloads to get it done half as fast, and the
Oh yeah,
weapons, like man, what a fucking great game. And yeah, I played it solo, played it a little bit with random players. It was a pretty good time. Um,
yeah. That one weapon where you like shoot out like electric lasers.
Oof.
That one, like I would always not get the reload because of how quick it is. It's
Right,
crazy.
right. Yeah.
But that weapon is like super good. Like once I got that, I was just spamming it, and that one boss, my favorite boss in the game, was the one that plays the piano. That one was awesome.
Oh yeah, that
I
was
love
sick.
that. I love that boss.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was a well done game, man. Honestly, like I'm very excited for Seros, and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, man, let's get
It,
it.
it, it seems to be. There's speculation that this game is going to be kind of like a. It's based in the same universe. It's not a direct sequel, but it's kind of in the same universe. So we'll see how it connects back to
Hmm.
Returnal. And from a gameplay standpoint, they're gonna definitely keep it more similar than not. Well, of course, they're gonna do improvements and quality of life features, but it's gonna be kind of more of Returnal. And Returnal had co-op. I'm certain Saros will too. And man, Housemark. I wasn't familiar with Housemark before Returnal, but now they're on my radar. They make some high quality shit.
Yeah, same. Yeah, prior to Returnal, I'd never heard of them. So for them to go from the games that they used to make, right, like the Rezo Guns and I forgot what the other one was, but it was
The
Super
old
Stardust to make
didn't
Returnal is crazy.
they didn't make Dead Nation, or am I making that up?
Yeah, yeah. Is it Dead
Wow.
Nation or Alien Nation?
I want to
One of
say
those
I
two.
want to say Dead Nation.
Yeah, maybe both.
Maybe both. Yeah. I mean PS3 era, man.
Yeah,
The pacing of those the development for the games are crazy. It was just wild.
yeah, yeah,
But
for sure.
all
But
right.
yeah,
That's
great,
that's
great
what.
experience.
Yeah, excited for Saros. But let's get moving to the games that were announced during the June 2025 State of Play. I'm gonna be going with games I give a fuck about. You know what I mean? Like personally, I'm not gonna be talking about no JRPGs, nothing like that. I don't play that stuff. So as the audience, you wouldn't want to hear my opinion on that anyhow, because I don't like anime, and B, I don't like JRPGs and shit. So anyhow, the first game that was revealed that caught my eye is Double Seven First Light. This is a Eidos developed 007 game. The previous game was the Hitman series. Obviously, it's lots of parallels between Double 007 and Hitman, gameplay wise, tone wise, and so it makes perfect sense. This is a perfect pairing of developer and IP, and the trailer looks fantastic. The graphics was great. Excited to see this new Bond. I'm curious to see of how open these levels are going to be because the trailer seemed a little bit more narrow. But then again, it could have been a set piece. It could have been like something along those lines. So I'm kind of curious to see how Eidos carries on those open end levels, or they're gonna make it a little more restricted, akin to like a Uncharted or something. But very excited about this one. It's coming out 2026. No queue announced for it, but expect it sometime next year. Any thoughts, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, I've never played a Bond game, but I know like when I saw like the 007, like it reminded me of like I think it was on Nintendo, right? That had like 007.
Yep.
Or well, maybe that
Uh,
wasn't. Maybe I'm getting it confused for
it,
GoldenEye. Never mind. I think
GoldenEye came
that's
out
what
on
it is.
64.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't think they're not associated with one another, right?
No, because
Okay, never mind. Then
that was
that's
based off the
yeah,
movies.
yeah. I've only known it from the movies, and I've never watched any of them, so I don't
I
really
like
have
them.
a whole lot of interest in the game. But if it's cheap, I'll probably check it out. I mean, it would probably be similar to like an Uncharted in terms of like that single player experience. So we'll see. And the Hitman games, I've never played them. I've always felt like with those games, like you could be like 60% into an operation and then you kind of mess the whole thing up and you got to restart it. And I
Yeah,
kind of don't like that.
yeah.
When it comes to stealth games, I'm more like a Dishonored guy. But
Right, right. You like the immersive sim style.
yes, yeah, immersive sim, yeah, that's for
Yeah,
sure. But yeah, I mean, graphically it looks good, so it'll be interesting to see what it looks like when it comes out.
yeah. But it's gonna be safe to say that it's gonna play well. It's gonna look good. The story's up in the air, But man, I'm really excited for this one. I love 007. I love stealth, so this is right up my alley. All right, moving on. Silent Hill F released a debut trailer, and it's announced for. Hold on, it's going to be released in September 25th. Oh wow, that's so soon.
Oh, that's quick. I thought
That
that
is
was like
quick.
next year or something. Dang.
Yeah, the upcoming horror game set in 1960s Japan. It was a terrifying look at a game excuse me. It was a terrifying look that included a glimpse at some of the horrors fans can expect to face when it's released on September 25, 2025. It won't be much longer until we get to learn about Shimizu and her friends getting haunted by the mysterious fog and dangers never before seen. So this game is in third person. It takes place in 1960s Japan. You play as a young schoolgirl at a school, presumably, and you're getting haunted by these creatures that I've never seen before. I'm very familiar. Sorry. I am very unfamiliar with Silent Hill. I've only played one of their games before, and this one seems to be more melee based. But did you have any thoughts on Silent Hill F, Eric?
Yeah, yeah. So the only Silent Hill game I played was Silent Hill Homecoming. I played that on Steam, I think like 2 years ago. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think that game was purely melee. I think there might have been guns, but I don't remember. I remember a lot of like knives and pipes. So now I don't think there was very many like ranged weapons in the game. So maybe that's something they're used to doing with F. Maybe it will be fine. But like with Silent Hill 2, which again I haven't played it. I've got it. I just haven't got to it yet. Um, from the pre-release stuff, it looked like it was kind of clunky, you know. And so I hope that the like F, if they're gonna do like melee based, hopefully it's smooth, it's tactile, and it's not clunky. And hopefully it feels like satisfying, you know, like you're not just like hitting it. And so that's what concerns me with it. But other than that, it looks fine. But we'll have to see. It's good that Konami's going back to Silent Hill though. I really like that. So
Yeah, definitely. Konami's kind of slowly but surely making that kind of Capcom comeback post
yeah,
like RE5, 6. Like they're kind of coming back with some heavy hitters. Silent Hill 2 came out to great numbers, to great critical acclaim. MGS3 remakes coming out very soon, which looks to be very good as well. And Silent
yeah.
Hill F looks good. I'm just kind of skeptical about the melee combat. We'll see if they can make it interesting over the span of this probably 20, 30 hour game.
Who's
And
developing it? Is it Bloober? or is it somebody
That's a
else?
good question.
I don't
Let's
think it's
see.
Bloober,
It's too.
honestly.
It would be too soon.
Yeah, they're working on Chronos, so I don't. That's what I'm curious about. Who's developing it? What should we
Let's
expect
see.
based on the developer?
I'm looking at the page right off of IGN. Let's see if I could find the developer for this real quick. Let's see.
Or maybe it's Konami themselves.
Because it was announced in 2022, so it's been a minute since it's been. So
It's
it's
gonna be some
written,
pachinkos.
but oh my god, it's written by a acclaimed Japanese writer R Yukishi Yukishi 07. Let's see. Can't find. It's not told here exactly who's making it. It's kind of like how what Konami did with Bloober Team. They didn't really announce the developer for a while. Remember that? They
Yeah,
kind of.
I think that when they had their actual like formal trailer, they announced that Bluebird was doing it. So you might be right. It might be waiting until the last minute.
Yeah, it's funny because Bloober got a lot of shit when they're announced for Silent Hill 2 remake, but actually I'm actually a fan of this developer because I had just played one of their games about a year prior, and that game was called The Observer. The first person neo noir horror set in this kind of future sci-fi setting, and it was fantastic. It was the game is like 8 or 9 out of 10. And so when they were announced to be doing this remake, I was like, damn, it's a good pairing. But everyone was like,
Right.
oh, you guys fucking suck. But
I do
look,
remember that, yeah. But it looks like
so
it was a good decision, so
right, it paid off.
Bluebird might be on a little heater here, man.
Seriously. All right, so that's Silent Hill F coming out September 25th this year. So look forward to that. I'll be most likely playing that day one.
Oh wow,
All
nice.
right. Next up of note is a game close to both of our hearts, Neo 3.
Ah, yes, Neo
T-
3.
Tell me about this trailer, man.
Yeah, so like what they showed, well, the thing that gave it away during the state of play was like the little spirit stones. So as soon as you saw that, you knew it
Oh
was
yeah.
Neo, right? So I was excited, but I was like, man, are they doing Neo 3 or is it going to be like another spin-off or something? I thought it might have been like a Wolong 2 or something at first, but once you saw the spirit stones, you knew it was Neo. But basically, they just showed more of what to expect from Neo, but they did show like a new playstyle, the ninja playstyle,
Mm-hmm.
and so it just looks like a lot more verticality, different playstyles. Like just you can jump around. I think now, and like it seems a lot more fast paced, which means it's going to be hard as shit. By the way, because Neo games are hard.
Yes.
But yeah, like that to me, that sold it to me because at the end of Neo 2, as much as I liked the game, like it was getting a little too like stale in terms of like just it's the same old thing, right? So
Right.
for them to kind of take a jump with this and add new stuff, I think it's great. So I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be dope, man.
That's slated to come out in Q1 of 2025. Sorry, 26. So
Yeah,
that's from January to April. We'll see how it performs. Technically, financially. I'm really looking forward to it. That's gonna be a day one purchase for me. I'll be getting the complete
yeah,
edition.
for
Um,
sure.
do you plan to play the demo?
I haven't played it, but I heard that it's available now, right? It's been
Mm-hmm.
available.
Yeah, since the
Yeah, I
announcement.
haven't been on my PS5, so like I haven't had the chance to get on it, but I will definitely download it and try it out.
Yeah, yeah,
See how it goes.
likewise. I want to see what's different, especially since Neo 2 is so fresh in our minds. It's probably the best time to check it out because
Yeah,
we're going to see
exactly.
how far they developed since Neo 2, which was
Right.
2020, 21,
Yeah.
right?
And it's Team Ninja, so
Team Ninja, published by Koei
is
Tecmo.
is is Team Ninja? Are they doing the Ninja Gaiden 4 as well, or is that
That's a
by
good
somebody else?
question. It's a remake, right? Or is
No,
it's a remaster?
it's a full game.
I'm not very familiar with that franchise to be honest with you, but
Yeah, neither am I, but I know that that's like a new game, right?
right.
Ninja Gaiden 4. But I wasn't sure. I know Platinum Games, they're associated with it, but I
Yep.
think Team Ninja's doing it. Either way, Team Ninja's they're kind of like from software a little bit. They've been working on a lot of games. Like they've been kind of branching off doing other things with like the Wolong and then Rise of the Ronin,
Mm-hmm.
and then now coming back to their roots with Neo 3. So Team Ninja, man, they're kind of on a little
Yeah,
heater here,
yeah,
kind
like
of
another
underrated, under the radar.
for sure. Like they're not as successful as like a FromSoft, but I think
Right.
between Neo 1 and 2 they sold over 8 million units, and
Yeah.
that's not nothing. That's
Right.
that's
And I do
impressive.
like that they're doing different stuff. They're not afraid to do that, which is good, you know.
Right. All right. So next up is Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. This new trailer was kind of showcasing the new online mode that's coming back for this game. Also showing a little bit more of that ape escape mode. It's looking very good. I saw little snippets of the trailer. I'm kind of on a media blackout with this game because Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite game of all time. So I'm just trying to go in as blind as I can. So I'm very
Right.
excited for it. I believe it comes out late August, so it's very, very soon, about 2 months' time. And man, I'm hyped.
Yeah, I mean the trailers that I've seen, the it looks so good, like the graphics and everything.
Yeah.
So I've never played the original. The only Metal Gear game I played is MGS5, which I
Oh wow,
liked.
it's very good.
And so like yeah, I'm gonna try to play it close to release, just kind of because I usually don't play games day one, so
Hmm.
I'll probably try to do that so we can hop on the pod and talk about it together. Since
Yeah, man.
like I said, it's your favorite game of all time. You have a different perspective from me, who's like I've never played it before,
Right,
so it'll be interesting to see that.
right. And then your perspective will be from the remake, which I played the original three, many
Right.
times, probably like five
Yeah.
times, and plus the remake. So it's gonna be interesting seeing how the views differ.
Right. Right. Yeah. It looks quality though, man.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of
yeah.
third-person games, so sign me up.
Konami, Konami coming back.
Yeah. If they get that one right, I mean they're officially on the map,
Oh, for
man.
sure. And then
For
that
sure.
that will open them up to continuing the MGS remakes, which I would assume that they're gonna probably go back to one and then continue that way.
Well, you know what? I hope they do four, because like four, I never played it, but like I always seen that game like marketed like all over, and I
Yeah,
never played it. So
I,
like I would like to. I think looking back on it now, it looks like it has like a super yellow filter over it.
yeah. That came out in the era of gaming where everything had that sepia tone filter, like MGS3 and
Yeah,
Fallout
it's
3,
like it's like the
Resident
piss
Evil
filter.
5, the PS filter. It's horrible. It's fucking terrible. Borderlands had that, like
Yeah,
rough, man.
RE5 for sure. Yeah,
RE5.
yeah.
But
Fallout.
Fallout, yeah, it's not great. Yeah, but that's MGS5. Sorry, MGS3 remake coming out late August. Definitely keep your eyes out for that.
Right. Yeah.
Next up, I'll go over this one quickly because I know you haven't played the first game for this franchise, but Ghost of Yote is coming out with a special state of play in July, which will be, I assume, a more gameplay focused trailer because we've already seen a decent amount of story in terms of setup, location, time period. So I think we're going to get some more gameplay, and we're going to see how the gameplay is developed from the first title, which I thought the series is very good at. The way I describe this to people is Ghost of Tsushima is essentially like a first-party Assassin's Creed game, and it plays very similar. I think the story here is stronger. It doesn't have the burden of the AC modern day bullshit that nobody fucking like. No one that I know that loves AC likes that modern day storyline, myself included. And so Ghost of Yote has the advantage of kind of keeping more focused narrative, great stealth, great story, and small choices here and there in the typical sucker punch fashion. But man, what a great game! I really love that game. It's excellent. Highly recommend it to people who like stealth and
Yeah.
Japanese settings. But
I played like I want to say like 20 hours of Tsushima, maybe 15. I completed the first act. This was like 3 years ago,
mm-hmm,
and what I played of it, the combat was incredible. Like I
yeah,
was, it's such a good combat system.
yeah,
The graphics are great. The story was really good. So I really like the game. I just haven't finished it. I got to get back to it, but so I'm sure Ghost of Yote will be more of the same. But also one thing that I noticed in the trailer was they added a matchlock rifle, kind of like what's in Neo 2, right?
mm-hmm,
So I'm interested to see how that ties into the gameplay. Um, because I think you only had bows, right? It was only like arrows.
yes, I believe so.
Yeah, so I like that they added that, so that'd be cool. And then they also added your favorite, a
Hmm?
Kasurigama. Now you're gonna have to use it.
Oh, oh boy. Uh oh. Get my ass
Now you're
clapped.
gonna have to get good at it.
Jesus. Gonna swap off. But yeah, Ghost of Yote looking pretty good. Comes out October 2nd. So again, very very close. It's looking pretty good. So keep your eyes out on that. By the
Yeah,
way,
it's packed.
quick
It's packed, man.
packed Q4, man. It's looking pretty good. But a quick aside, Ghost of Tsushima should already have the PS5 Pro patch out as we speak. So if you do, or when you do go back to it, it's gonna run better. It's gonna look better. So I mean, that it would be the best time to play it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have it on PS4, so I think I'll just probably get the upgrade for
Yeah,
like $10, right? And just
I
play
don't.
that.
I think if you have premium, you have extra or premium, you'll get it for free.
I have nothing.
Oh boy. Oh.
Full price for me, man.
Oh
$70.
shit. Oh my goodness. Oh boy.
I'm good. If that's the case, I'm good.
It's probably on PC, man. You probably get it there too.
Hey man, I just bought $80 Mario Kart, man, so I can't be doing all that, man.
Oh my.
Even though it wasn't 80, it was the bundle, but yeah,
Okay. Okay.
feeling kind of burned after that. So
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. How would too?
yeah.
All right. So Astrobot got 5 new levels. I'm going to go over this very quickly because I have not played Astrobot and I don't really have any inclination to play Astrobot. But for those of you guys who played it, you guys got 5 free levels. So there you go. Let's
Great game.
see.
I
Great
haven't played
game.
Astro Bot, but I played Astro's Playroom.
Yes.
Fantastic. Never thought I'd
Yes.
like it. I gave it a shot because I was bored one day, and shit was fire.
All
So I
right.
have Astrobot, I just haven't played it yet. But it's cool to see that they're supporting a game like that, and that's
Right.
why if you're gonna give your money to a studio, Team Asobi, man, those guys care.
Yeah, man. And the fact that Astrobot won Game of the Year last year was kind of a feel good moment. I never expected a game like that to be winning when you had Elden Ring DLC coming out that same year, Spider-Man 2. Like it was pretty stacked, right?
Yeah,
Last
bro.
year.
I'm mean, think
And
about it. It won Game of the Year over Spider-Man 2. Tells you
well,
everything,
to
man.
to be fair, Spider-Man 2 got nominated for 7 different categories and won nothing. I have a hot take on Spider-Man 2. I don't think it's as good as Miles Morales or Spider-Man 1 in story, in
No,
terms of story.
yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
All right.
So,
That hot take
oop,
aside,
yeah, hot
let's
take aside.
let's bring it back to the list. Thief is back as a VR game for some reason. Thief is a first-person stealth game, which when you put it like that, I should be right on board because as you guys, I just said in this very show, I love stealth. I played their 2014 release, and I thought it was pretty bad. It felt like a Timu Dishonored. Very similar vibe, same perspective, teleportation, magic, and it was very clunky. Didn't feel good. Story wasn't great, and it's bad. And so now this franchise has been revived for a very niche Sony audience, and I just don't. I think it's just a bad pairing. If you're ever going to release something like this, you should do it day and day with a PS5, for your average player, and then your VR for that niche. But instead, it's locked to one peripheral that most players don't have and will not be buying. But that is on the way this year. No release date for now, but for those who are for some reason a fan of Thief, that's an option.
Yeah, you don't hear much about the VR too. Like they don't really talk about it at all.
No, it was a
I
flop,
think it's another flop, man. They should
another
just give
flop.
up on VR, dude.
Yeah,
It's just not accessible for a lot of people, man. Like
no.
for me, I will never try it because I know I'm gonna get sick.
I played a handful of games on PSVR one and I did enjoy myself, but it's such a hassle to set up. So many cables, a lot of setup and cable management. It was just way too much, man. Like it wasn't worth the squeeze for me.
Yeah, and it's expensive too, bro.
Yeah, yeah, it's expensive. Yeah, I got mine as a gift, PSVR one, but I was still like, the setup was like the main thing. All right, so the next game of note is Grasshopper Manufacturers Romeo is Dead, which is coming out to PS5 in 2026. Romeo is Dead is a brand new wild action game coming to PS5, which uses super bloody action, crazy twists, and turns to blow players' minds, and a whole mess kind of stereotypical gimmicks. The game stars Romeo Stargazer as he is stuck between life and death. He is working as an FBI space-time agent called Deadman and must hunt down space-time's most wanted fugitives through multiple universes. This plays as a third-person hack and slash shooter in a similar vein I would compare to DMC. Looks great, very strong visual identity, great sense of humor. I love the premise. It's got one of those like very slapstick, like funny tones that man, it's just such a joy to watch. I can't wait to get my hands on it and to give it a try. It looks really unique, really fun, and you know, that's a good start. All right, next game, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection coming to PS5, PS4 later this year. It's coming out with MK1, 2, 3, 3 Ultimate, 4 Mortal Kombat Advanced, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition. It's coming out some point this year. Next up, PlayStation also announced a fighting stick, which for you fighting fans, that's cool. Not for me, but do your thing. Let's see. Ninja Gaiden comes out July 2025. Release date for release date for PS5 and PS4. Did you want to talk about this, Eric?
Yeah, it looks good, man. What I like about it is the fast pacedness of it. And I know these games have typically been hard, so that's usually up my alley. So I'm not sure I'm gonna play it day one because like there's other ones they did like Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. I want to try that one first, but it looks good, man. And so I think it's on Game Pass too. I think it's going to be. Not too
Mm-hmm.
sure about that, but it looks good. Like graphically, it looks good. I've seen some gameplay the other day, and it's super bloody, like crazy bloody. I was like, oh dang. But yeah, it looks good. I'm a fan of action games, third person action, so up my alley.
All right. Next up, we got Sword of the Sea gets an August 2025 release date and a spot in the PlayStation Plus game catalog. This is developed by Absu, Journey, and the Pathless developer Giant Squid. They revealed Sword of the Sea, which will be released August 19th. This is going straight to the PS Plus catalog if you have extra or premium, which I do. I'm getting that day one for free, and that's going to be a day one play, quote unquote purchase for me. I'm gonna be running this day one, streaming it, and I'm a huge fan of Giant Squid. I love Journey, one of my favorite indie games of all time. It's what's so unique about these games that is the fact that they don't use any VO, no voice acting, nothing like that. It's all visual, it's all musical. The musical scores are original and they're very powerful. It's more of a experiential experience as opposed to more of a gameplay driven experience. And it's what for me, I look at it like as a palate cleanser from getting off of a giant 50-hour open world game. Coming to this is such a chill and like zen experience. It's such a great time, and it's their unique experience that you're not going to find anywhere else. And they're 2-hour games. You could beat it in one setting if you want, and it's always a good time. Their latest release, The Pathless, is more of an open world, kind of small hub world thing with more involved gameplay. And I kind of compare it to Mafia 3 in the sense that they were kind of expanding too much. And what I liked about Journey and Abzu was absent here. And so I kind of hope they scale it back and go more akin to the first couple titles. So we'll see if that's the case. Regardless, there's no risk because I'm getting this for free August 19th. So
Yeah, it seems like it will be more akin to Journey.
exactly.
Yeah, it
There.
seems like that, and that's cool because I did like Journey as well. I typically don't like those types of games, but it was free. I think it was free for everybody at one point back in
Mm-hmm.
the PS4 gen. So I downloaded it. I think last year, right when I played Astro's Player, and like I said, I was bored, so I played two games I probably never would have. And yeah, I did like Journey. It was great. It's a different experience for sure, and there's definitely a place for games like that for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Sword of the Sea seems like more akin to Journey. So
Definitely agreed. Definitely play Abzu if you haven't already. It's a very similar vibe of Journey but underwater.
oh, nice. Yeah, I've heard about that. I'll have to check it out too. Is that on PS5? Or is
PS
it only on PS4?
PS4, PS5. I don't know if it's got the PS5 patch to it because it came out long ago. Like, man, it's I would probably say a couple years within PS4's life. But regardless, the art
Oh, well,
style is very
okay.
strong and it's not graphically like detailed like that. It's got a more of a cel shaded look, kind of like a What's that one game called by Nintendo? Zelda's Wind Waker kind of look.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
it, so
Okay.
it's
Like
so it's
cartoony.
cartoony look. So those kind of games age very well.
Nice. Yeah. It's like Borderlands.
Right. All right. Moving on. Um, let's see. Digimon, do not give a fuck about. Pac-Man golfing, do not give a fuck. Baby Steps, the game about putting one foot in front of the other. This is the comedic third-person platformer developed by Gabe Kuzo. This looks pretty fun. I don't know if I'd be playing it day one, but if I could get it for cheap or something like that, it might make a good, funny stream game. Looks cool. I'm always up for games like that. But that being said, that's it for the list. Did you have any words for baby steps?
Not for baby steps, no. But I did want to talk about Persona 4 the Revive.
Mm-hmm.
So, like Brian, he's not a JRPG guy. I'm typically not either. The only two ones that I like are Persona and Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy 7 Remake. So I want to talk about Persona 4 Revive a little bit because my first Persona game was Persona 5, right, which I loved. It was one of my favorite games. Like it was so good. 130 hours in that sucker, man. Loved it. That was a long time ago. And then they came out with Persona 5 Royal, which I was like, what is this? Like, is this a new game? And so I played it, and it's like they took like the base game and then they added a DLC, and like they kind of made it one whole game, and then they resold it again for full price. And I bought it again, of course. But I'm a little like, what is Atlas doing, right? Like, why aren't you just doing Persona 6? Why are you making all these spin-offs like they did the DS one? I think that's called Tactics, Persona 5 Tactics, Persona 5 Strikers, and then they did Persona 3 Reload. Now they're doing Persona 4 Revive, which is a remake, but it's using this. I'm pretty sure it's using the same engine of Persona 5. So it just feels like they're milking this thing like crazy, and I'm getting a little pissed off, man. It's like just go and do Persona 6, man. Just make go on to the next thing. Like I like remakes just as much as the next guy, but with this studio in particular, Atlas, I feel like they're doing a little too much. They need to go back to just making original games. But
Right.
that's a little rant there. But again, we need to have the JRPG perspective, and that's what I want to say. Persona 4 Revive, which haven't played it. I'm sure it'll be good, but I want new stuff, man.
Yeah, that's why I was happy about Insomniac going to skipping Spider-Man 2 DLC and going straight to Wolverine. And a lot of people were pretty pissed about that, but I was like, the DLC for Spider-Man 1 wasn't even that fucking good to begin with. So
Right?
I'd
Yeah.
rather get something fucking new and take that risk instead of getting some more
Yeah.
boring DLC.
Speaking of that, because that's kind of like a trend that a lot of these studios are doing. They're taking forever. Like From Software, for instance, they took a long time to make Shadow of the Earth Tree, but I did some research into it, and they had it done a long time ago. But like due to legal issues, they couldn't release it, right?
Wow.
So that's like kind of like an exception because it would have been out a lot sooner. But like even with like Dying Light, right? Dying
Mm-hmm.
Light the Beast was originally supposed to be a DLC that they were going to include with the Ultimate Edition, and I think they still are. Now, then they said it's going to be a full-on like expansion, right,
Mm-hmm.
of
Standalone.
standalone.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're charging full price. It's like it's
What
like a new
the?
game. It's like, what are we doing?
What the fuck?
This is why I don't like that. They took too long. They didn't know what they were doing. Take Two, which I think is who's publishing it. I maybe
Take
I'm wrong on that.
two? I
No,
wouldn't
I think
that
I'm wrong on that.
be?
I don't know what studio it is. Well, I don't
It's
know what
not.
publisher it is, but
I
this is
forget.
that to me that's a problem. Like just go and
Damn.
make the next Dying Light. Like, don't do
Right.
this DLC. Oh, now it's big. We're gonna make it a full thing. Like, it's
Yes.
just dumb. And now they're charging $60 for the
That's
Beast.
crazy.
That's ridiculous, dude.
How?
And what's even stupider is people that bought the Ultimate Edition of Dying Light 2, they get the Beast for free, bro. And
Hmm.
everybody else has to pay $60. That's
Wow.
bullshit.
One of the few times where if you're an early adopter, you actually benefit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very few times.
Yeah. So that's a trend I've noticed with studios taking too long to do DLCs. It's like if it's gonna take that long, just move on to the next game. Don't even do it, bro. Most people
Right.
don't even play DLCs. It's not worth it.
Exactly. And like half of the time, seriously, half of the time I play DLCs, half of them fucking suck. Far Cry 5, Far Cry 6, terrible DLC. I would not
This is
recommend it
true.
to
Far Cry
anybody.
6 DLCs were garbage, bro. Waste
And
of
six.
time.
Six was even worse. Six was even
Yeah,
worse.
it
It
was.
made it into a roguelike. why would you make Far Cry 6 a roguelike? You take away all of the tools that make the game fun, and you basically
Yeah,
make it into a boots on the ground Call of Duty. Like, that's not why we play Far Cry.
yeah, it's getting ridiculous. Even speaking of like Persona 3 Reload, right? The original Persona 3 had DLC to it, right? So these guys over at Atlas, they obviously they did the remake, and then they sold the DLC separately again. What is that?
Wow.
I just,
Wow.
dude, Atlas pisses me off. They make great games, but their business practices are like nobody talks about it, bro. Nobody talks. I don't see it anywhere, and I'm like, what? How? It's shitty what they're doing, dude. It really is, dude. And I noticed it with Persona 5 Royal. They offered no upgrade path for people that bought the regular game. I was like, what?
Just
That's
trying to double
not.
dip.
Yeah, and they got me. And Royal was amazing. It was great. But I don't see any other studio do that where they make their base game, they make a DLC, they change things about the base game, they package it together in one thing, and they resell it again as a new game, and everybody accepts it. It's crazy to me, dude.
It's wild. Like in that case, if I was in your shoes, I would just wait it out until a good deal.
I
Like,
haven't bought Reload yet, kind of for that reason. I'm a wait, and I'm gonna keep waiting.
yeah,
So.
yeah,
But
for
yeah, just had
sure.
to throw that in there.
Yeah,
It's a trend that I'm noticing with a lot of these companies.
yeah, for sure. I mean, Miles
Yeah.
Morales, Last Light. There's that one Ghost of Tsushima one. I forgot. I think they packaged it in eventually in the director's cut. But yeah, it's more. It's happening more and more. It's cost effective because you got the bones of the original game already there, already ready. And so you're just making new environments, slightly different enemies, new weapons, slightly maybe a new mechanic or two, and calling it a day. So it's cost effective for the studios to be doing that.
Yeah, yeah, they're just taking too long, I think, to make the DLCs. If it's gonna take that long, just skip it, make it go on to the next game.
Right.
And I think, like even with Liza P, right? Liza P came
Yeah,
out, I think, in
dude.
August,
That's
and then just now the DLC's coming out. Like
dude.
that's too long, man. That to me, it's
Fucking
like I'd
two
rather have them
years.
work on, I'd have them work on the next game. Like,
Yeah,
it's just I don't know, I don't
and
like that personally.
I thought Liza P was an excellent game, but like these Dark Souls style games are they're really hard to get back into after you drop them for even months. So
Oh
imagine
yeah.
years. Like fuck, that's
And
a
I hear
fucking
that
learning
the
curve.
DLC is hard as shit. Like it's kicking people's ass. So I don't know. I just think it's a trend that needs to stop. Get it out within a year, maybe a year and a half. If it's past that, just drop it, man. Like,
if if that ever comes out to, because I'm not buying that. Cause I was gifted that game, but I'm not buying it with my own money. I'm gonna wait until it comes out for extra or premium or something, or I could get a really good deal on it. But I'm not gonna pay full price or even half price for that right now.
right? Yeah, it's just yeah,
All
dumb.
right. On that positive note, that'll be it for the show. Eric, any closing words?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. I started my channel rclayx. I uploaded my first video talking about Bloodborne. So yeah, if you guys can go over there, check it out, subscribe, like, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, go check him out. Eric's a pro Dark Souls Soulsborne player. He's the best player I know out of all of these games that I've played, and he's played more than me. And I've played a shit ton myself. So he's a great player. He's very knowledgeable, and he's got a lot of takes when it comes to FromSoft games. Definitely check out the channel. There's a lot to speak on about Bloodborne because there's many legalities about why they're not coming out with a remake or a remaster. It's been over 10 years, so at this point, we're due for a remake. But definitely go watch the video, subscribe, like, share it, and that'll do it for this episode. Thank you guys for coming out and listening. We'll see you guys on the next one.